Okay, the third book, and the book that I am most excited about. Hi everyone, Roxanne here from FinanceRocks.com. Today I wanted to share a book haul with you all of the many books I recently purchased. I discovered a new used bookstore, which I think they technically call themselves a used book emporium. That with a combination of purchasing a bunch of new books online, I just wanted to share what I plan to be reading and a little bit about what I'm currently reading. Most of them are personal finance books. There's one business book and one that I just bought for a friend. Now, I don't know about you, but I am very optimistic about the amount of time that I am going to commit to reading. I tend to get myself overcommitted and start many books at once and then have a hard time completing each one. So I'm working on going through one at a time. I have a new reading buddy too, so I set up new, basically book club meetings every Monday to meet with her and read through the books on my list. My goal every year is to try to read 12 books. One a month should be possible. I am, however, not a great reader. I'm a slow reader. My vocabulary isn't that good anymore, so I end up having to look up a lot of words, but anyway, chunking through, trying to get through 12. But I'm hoping what will help me to actually stick to this goal and actually read through all the books is just following which books I feel most inspired by. At the start of the year, I posted a blog post where I outlined the 12 books I had planned to read in order, but I just wanted to transition now that I do have some external accountability to more of just what is exciting me to read, hoping that that excitement will help motivate me to read. In total, I purchased 7 books locally for a total of $46 and 3 books online for a total of $42. So overall, 10 books for $88. I bet a lot of you awesome frugal people are like, oh hey, why didn't you just borrow books from the library since that's a lot cheaper? Great question. I purchased these books for 2 reasons. The first being that I plan to read and review them for the blog and YouTube channel. I really want to read through more personal finance books, and so I thought it'd be fun to share those with you guys as I read through them. To make that a little easier, I'm going through and highlighting and marking up the books, and I didn't want to do that on library copies. And the second reason that I typically buy books is to give them away. I like to give books away to clients and friends, family members, anybody who's looking to improve their finances. I've done speeches before and I've given away a copy to every person. So, I mean, probably 10 books at a time. And so I'm always looking for copies of books that I already have liked and read. And now I have this extra excuse of buying them for the content sharing ability. I maybe have a little problem. Probably don't need to buy so many books, especially because I have a whole bookcase full of books that I haven't read. I like buying books and believing that I will read them. Also, a little tip for you guys, try to find out if your used bookstores have buyback programs. After I purchased the books from the Book Emporium, a friend of mine mentioned that they actually have a really decent buyback program. Even if I mark them up, I probably will still get a decent amount if I return them there in credits that I can use towards other books. So that's another way that I'm justifying it, because hopefully I'll be able to get back some of the cost from the book. Let's go through them. The first one is The Millionaire Mind by Thomas J. Stanley. This was $5. It's a nice hardback version of the book. Now, I have read one of Thomas J. Stanley's other books, The Millionaire Next Door, which I really liked the first half of that book. And I say just the first half because the second half was primarily statistics and they were a little bit redundant. So I love statistics and I love learning about statistics, but there were a lot in the first half and then I kind of lost interest by the second half. But I really enjoyed the first half of that book. If you're unfamiliar with it, he talks about the misconceptions people have about millionaires and how they spend their money. Namely, thinking that millionaires spend their money on really expensive luxury items. Wealthy people actually spend money pretty frugally. Like, I think they said like Toyota Camry or Toyota Corolla was one of the most popular cars that the average millionaire drives, compared to, you know, people would think, you know, millionaires probably drive like Bugatti, Rigotti, whatever those fancy cars are. I'm excited to read this and dig in a little deeper, learn more about the mindsets that millionaires have. The second book that I picked out to read is Make Money, Not Excuses by Jean Chatzky. This one's so bright and colorful and happy. Wake up, take charge, and overcome your financial fears forever. Now, I had not heard of this author until last year when I was at FinCon, a financial conference. And admittedly, when I picked this up, I did not read like the cover or the contents. So I was thinking Making Money, Not Excuses was going to be about the mindset behind earning more income. It sounds like it's a little bit more about managing money and not spending it all. Which is fine. I always love tips on how to save money and money mindset in general. So I think that this will be an interesting read either way. This book was also $5 for a nice, good condition hardcover. Okay, the third book, and the book that I am most excited about, Quit Like a Millionaire by Christy Shen and Bryce Leung. I first heard of Christy Shen during the Playing with Fire documentary, which she was interviewed for, and I thought her story was really intriguing. So I'm hoping that this book, Quit Like a Millionaire, talks about her background with money. It really piqued my interest, so I've been wanting to read this for a long time. Have not been able to find a used version of this book, so this is the one book that I bought new locally. So this was $16. Quit Like a Millionaire, no gimmicks, luck, or trust fund required. Stop working and start living. So I don't know how familiar you all are with financial independence, retire early, the FIRE movement. I don't talk about FIRE on the channel very much since my target audience is more people that are trying to pay off debt and save emergency funds. So not necessarily people that are ready to invest or become financially independent, which you can have the goal of it and still be focusing on those goals. Anyway, for personal reasons, I'm very excited to read this book. The fourth book that I picked out is a Susie Orman book called Women and Money, Owning the Power to Control Your Destiny. I recently attended a Women in Finance online webinar. I thought it was interesting learning about finance as it regards specifically to women. So I was hoping to get a little more of that here. Hopefully that'll be the case. I've never read a Susie Orman book, so I'm pretty unfamiliar with her. Plus, I have heard statistics already that women are more likely to be impoverished than men. Women are more likely to run out of money in retirement than men. So I'm hoping she addresses some of those issues in here. We'll see. Book 5 is Unshakable by Tony Robbins. This was also a $5 paperback. I keep forgetting what that's called, paperback. And this book came very highly recommended from a friend of mine. I've had Money Master the Game sitting on my bookshelf over there for a very long time. Have not read it. It's massive if you're unfamiliar with that book. And then right after I bought this, YouTube recommended an interview that he did with Marie Forleo talking about Money Master the Game, and I wasn't that impressed with his financial knowledge. I know he doesn't claim to be an expert in finance, but I have heard him talk in his YouTube channel about money mindset, and one of the things that he believes that I really agree with is the importance of raising your standards. He has a quote that says, "You don't get the life you want, you get the life you have to have." And I believe that's super true with money. You don't get the money that you want, you get the money that you have to have. Just from my personal story, that was one of the first things I did was raise my standards intentionally and just say, you know, this level of finance is not what I want. It's not what I'm going to settle for. I have to always have this amount of money. So I really like that, and I hope that this book has a lot more money mindset hacks like that. Okay, the next two are not specifically finance related, but I did pick up a copy of Purple Cow by Seth Godin. I really like Seth Godin. This is just to learn about marketing, so I won't be reviewing this, but did pick up a copy of it. $5 hardback, great condition. And then the last book that I purchased locally was a copy of Lean In by Sheryl Sandberg. Already read this, already loved it. Basically just bought a copy to give away to a friend of mine because I just recommended it to her. And I was like, oh, I saw this copy for $5 and I was like, oh, I will gift that to her for sure. I really liked this book because I thought that it was really practical advice on what women can do to make more money in their careers and to move up the corporate ladder. I know there's a lot of things that aren't within our control that make it hard for women to make equal pay as men, but I want to know what I can do to make more money. And so I thought that this was helpful from that point of view. So very much liked it. I also purchased the 3 books online, like I mentioned at the start. So they are The 4 Financial Languages, The Secrets to Communicating About Money by Tara R. Jackson. Sorry, I'm looking at my laptop if you're wondering what the heck I'm doing. The Money Manual, a practical money guide to help you succeed on your financial journey by Tanya B. Rapley. And the third one is The 21-Day Financial Fast, Your Path to Financial Peace and Freedom by Michelle Singletary. Okay, what am I currently reading? I am currently reading The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason. And this is the original edition, so it beeth quite difficult to readeth. So it's a very short little book, but like I said, it's taken me a while to get through because it's hard to read. I am going to do a full review of this book, so you can see that coming to you shortly. I will include the links to all of these books in the description below. I just figured out how to sign up for Amazon affiliate links, so they will be affiliate links. I know people like to know that ahead of time, so they're affiliate links. And then I would love to hear in the comments below, what are you reading? And which of these books have you already read? And what are your opinions of them? If you liked this video and want to follow along as I do reviews of these books, and if you're interested in information on how to pay off debt and save more money, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the bell to be notified. I publish new videos every Friday. And then also, if you're like me and really like to have extra external motivation to get things done with your finances, I am starting to hold work sessions on YouTube Live every Tuesday night at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, MST. So you're welcome to join. You can bring whatever financial tasks you are trying to work on. We'll do 3 sessions, 5 to 10 minutes. Probably do 5 minutes each for this next upcoming one. So a 5-minute silent work session where I will just be muted. There'll be a timer going, and then in between each session, we will regroup, share what we worked on, share what we're going to work on next. I'll also provide prompts if you are looking for inspiration or things to do to help improve your finances. This most recent time, I shared 2 journaling prompts and an article. So different kinds of ideas for how to improve your finances. Until next time, I hope your finances rock, and happy reading. Bye. What is this? Soft cover? Paperback. I don't talk about it here on much since I don't talk it on the... body of content? Content body? Body of knowledge? You know what I mean. I'm pretty unfamiliar with her content, let's just say that.